Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DJ Greg podcast. I'm glad you're here. Now, ladies, let me say one thing about wedding planners. They're not only there to assist you with the planning and decor for your event, they're also there to help you relax, chill out, and enjoy your moment. Today's guest does exactly that for her clients. From Charisma Wedding and Events, Amber Klaseus. Hey, Amber, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you, Greg?
I'm doing great. Thanks a lot for being a guest on the show. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Hey, Amber, how did you get started with wedding planning?
Oh gosh. Well, let's see. I have been doing weddings for my friends and family for as long as I can remember. In fact, I had so much fun planning my wedding almost 26 years ago that I kind of knew back then that I really wanted to do this. So I've been helping, like I said, friends and family for a long time. I've been in the industry about 11 years now, working in different aspects of the wedding and events business. And then 2 years ago, in February of 2018, I decided, I love doing this and I'm doing it already. I might as well make it a business. So I started my own business called Charisma Weddings and Events.
Okay. And then so what is all involved in the planning of a wedding?
Well, first of all, they'll contact me either by word of mouth or by Facebook or referral. And I'll send them just a little generic spiel of how it all works and what all I do and kind of a price range. I know a lot of other planners and coordinators do a standard across the board flat fee, $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, whatever it is. But I feel like every wedding is different. So I kind of give them a range. And then if that's in their budget, then from there we set up a consultation. We meet in person or, well, lately it's been a Zoom meeting or over the phone. But then we talk about more of the details of their wedding and how much time it's going to take and where it's located and how many hours I'm going to be there and all that kind of stuff. And then after about an hour or so, we get to know each other and I get more details of the wedding. Then I can give them a better quote within that range. And then we go from there and they decide whether they want to continue and go home and talk to their fiance or their parents. And I send out a contract. And if they're interested, they hire me. If they're not, then they just say, thanks for the information and we're going to keep looking.
Okay.
So,
okay. Well,
yeah.
Well, hopefully we get a lot more yays than nays.
Yeah, we do actually.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. When you got started in the business, what were some of your earlier mistakes? And then how did you overcome those mistakes?
Oh, wow. I like to think I'm a nice person, and I guess I'm sometimes too nice because I give it all away. I wasn't charging for my rentals. I was doing anything and everything to please the clients. I just want everything in their big day to be as special as possible. And so I was having a hard time saying no. I was doing anything and everything I could, probably more than I should have, didn't charge as much as I should have. But for me, it's not about the money. It's about making their day special, making it go smooth and stress-free. And I just really like my clients. They have become my friends. And so it's not a business transaction for me. It's more helping a friend like I've always done, except for they pay me a little bit more.
Okay. Well, those are good friends to have.
Yeah.
So based on your experience as you've been going through wedding planning, what part of the day stresses the bride out the most? Like, what part is it? The ceremony? Is it the dinner? Is it the first dances? What part of the wedding day stresses the bride out the most based on what you've seen so far?
You know, I think that the bride is the most stressed out before everything happens. So, like
Mhm.
the month before, the week before, the day before, the morning of. Um, Once we get into the ceremony, it's like, okay, one down, two to go, And so once the ceremony's done, they're like, oh, I'm married, I'm relaxed. Now we can just party and celebrate and, everything's fine. But up until that point, it's getting hair and makeup, getting everything
Mhm.
set up, getting everybody ready. That kind of thing I think is the most stressful for my brides. And what I try to let them know is, hey, you hired me to take on all those problems and troubleshoot everything that's happening behind the scenes, checking in the vendors, setting up everything, making sure everybody's on time, following the timeline. Everybody knows where they're going, what they're doing. Don't worry about that. That's what you hired me for. Let it go. Enjoy your day. It goes fast. It's a day to celebrate with your friends and family. Let it go. And so that's kind of what I do. And it seems to help. And they're really thankful and appreciative later for that.
Man, that's a very great calming factor that you have right there. Okay, let's talk about COVID a little bit because I know that slowed everybody down, it slowed down everything. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, well, first of all, let's talk about, okay, we're in the house. Okay, what have you been binge watching?
Actually, I've been doing a lot of Netflix series, but I babysit my grandson every Monday, and so that's really the only time I have to sit and watch TV.
Uh,
Otherwise, I've been super busy just trying to reschedule everything, work on my social media, work on my website. It's all under construction. I've been too busy over the last 2 years doing everybody else's weddings and stuff that I haven't had time to focus on my own. So this has been a great time for me to get caught up, do my paperwork, my contract, my diagrams, get my rental inventory done, that kind of stuff. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to just sit and binge watch. However, I have, you know, gained the quarantine weight like everybody else, but we'll get there. Once the weddings come back, I'll get my exercise in because on a typical wedding day, you can easily get, 20,000 steps in a 16-hour day. So it'll be better.
yeah, that's true. That's so true. You had a favorite quarantine snack?
Oh, Coke is my favorite, Coca-Cola, to
Okay,
clarify. Um, and chocolate, any kind of chocolate. Yeah, Susie Q's, donuts, anything.
I hear you. Oh man, the good stuff. I can go for a Dunkin' Donuts right
Yeah,
now. I hear
right?
that. See, now you got me thinking food. Oh
Oh, sorry.
no, it's quite it's quite all right. So where do you see charisma wedding and events planning in the next 5 years for yourself?
5 years. Well, let's see. So the first year, like I said, I started in February and I had my first wedding in June of that year. So the last half of that year, I had 8 weddings and events. That jumped up to 33 last year and 13 events and 33 weddings.
Wow.
So that was quite busy. Yeah, this year I had 25 booked. I've only done 2 so far. And that was in February before all this COVID stuff started.
Mhm.
So I do have one that's planning on going ahead in July, 2 in August, and September, October, November. They're all kind of crossing their fingers and holding their breaths and making sure, they're all going to go through. But basically, everything's been postponed, rescheduled, mostly for next spring and summer. I already had some booked for 2021 as it is. So
Okay.
it's going to be really crazy next year,
Yeah, I think
which
so.
is great.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah, I
is.
mean, everybody's kind of running into that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, where we were so optimistic for 2020, I think there's even more room for optimism in 2021. So, I mean, 2021 looks really
Yeah,
good for a lot of wedding vendors, and that's good. That makes me
yeah,
happy. Amber,
yeah, me too. And then,
I'm sorry,
oh,
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. And then I was going to say, I forgot to finish your question about the 5-year plan. So that takes care of, this year, next year. As far as 5 years, I'm really a perfectionist, and I like to do everything myself. I like to be there from start to finish. I don't have a certain number of hours I'm there. I know a lot of my friends in the event industry, kind of say, oh my gosh, you're there too long, you're doing too much, you're not charging enough. But that's just kind of me. And I don't trust anybody to work for me. I do have assistants, which are my two 20-something daughters and a couple others. But I don't really let them do events on their own. A lot of people are saying, geez, you have so many, you could have so many more if you just let up, and I say, no, it's not about, like I said, the money for me or the quantity. It's about the quality. And I just want to make sure that everything's right. I don't want anybody else to ruin my business or my reputation. And
Right,
so I'm not planning on expanding. If you hire Charisma Weddings and Events, you hire me. You don't hire one of my associates, or I'm going to send some random person. So
right.
I think people like that. And so that's the way I'm going to keep it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great peace of mind feature. They know that they're going to get you and your quality of service.
Yeah.
Yeah, very important. So, what is
Yeah.
the Amber Klaseus meaning of success?
Um, I would say just that my clients are happy. Like I keep saying, it's the biggest day of their life. It's so special. And I'm so honored to be a part of that and help them and make everything go smooth and run well, and that they look back on it and they're like, wow, that was a fabulous day. And all the vendors, working with them, like I worked with you on Kelly's wedding. That was awesome. I loved it.
That
And
was
so I
awesome.
wanted
I
to
had a
make
good
sure,
time.
yeah, that was a great time. And I have another one coming up with you, by the way, that just hired me. We'll have to talk about that later.
Okay, cool.
But anyway, yeah. So so just making sure that everybody's happy. That's my idea of success. It's not money, it's not number of events. It's just, everybody's satisfied, everybody's happy, and looking back, everybody can say that was a great day.
Man, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And
Yeah.
Amber, if anyone wants to get in contact with you, where do they go?
Right now, like I said, I'm working on my social media and my website. They're all under construction during this time. So right now I just have my Facebook page. My business page is called Charisma Weddings and Events. And on there, I post all of my pictures that I take from my weddings. I post things going on, like I'm in the Minnesota Planners Unite Facebook group. I'm in some COVID-19 groups. I pass on things from vendors and venues. And so everything that they kind of need would be right there. All of my rental inventory, you'll see in pictures, my contact information. So that would be the best place to go for now, would be the Facebook Charisma Weddings and Events page.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Amber, I want to thank you for your time. Really appreciate you, and best of luck with
Yeah.
everything. And I'm looking forward to working with you on this next event that you have to tell me about.
Yeah, that sounds great. And hope to see you at the next TCWEP meeting. That's the best group in the world.
Yes, I'll be there.